What were some of the challenges working with the special effects in this movie with obviously the miniatures and everything? I tried to dig for some like behind the scenes on this. There's like really nothing about the production of this film, and I'm guessing there was a lot of separate filming, especially between you and Lightfoot. Like, were you ever in the same room? Like, how did that really play out?
Yeah. So Lightfoot and I were never in the same room. I shot during the day and he shot at night. I usually started about 6:30 in the morning and then would finish around 5 or 6 at night. Sometimes it'd be later and we would sort of be on different sound stages. But for me, it was challenging. I was mostly speaking to thin air, or they generously put a wire stick man in my hand sometimes to give me some sort of point of reference. But usually it was to nothing. I would say, yeah, that was a pretty significant challenge. The whole thing is about your imagination and exploring your imagination. And I'm talking about acting and filming in general. And when you're having essentially a fake conversation with somebody, you've got to make it real for you. And I was doing the same thing when I was talking to thin air. So it was a challenge because it was weird, but it wasn't sort of that different from the overall challenge of making a movie.
And I definitely thought of this, like I was rewatching it today and just thinking, I bet they were never in the same room. But there's one scene towards the end where you both, are like in the jungle together. Was even that scene not together?
No.
Wow. Did you even meet the guy?
I would sometimes, after I finished work, I would go and watch him. But I would say, arguably, he had it even more difficult because everything was CGI for him. For me, it was only he was CGI, whereas for Lightfoot, the bedroom, the hut, everything that he was dealing with was, except what he had in his hands, his javelin or his bow and arrow, it was all CGI. So he had it. Back then, it was I think now they would call it a blue stage, but back then it was a green stage. He had it much more difficult than I did.
For that era of filmmaking, the CGI was great. Like, I was rewatching it today trying to find some flaws and just, I can't see any. It's very good for its time. I mean, especially in that era of filmmaking, there was a lot of films touching base and that kind of big and small with, like, say, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. So
yeah,
it's good to see at that era with CGI being so good. The motion tracking of like just having the Indian in your hand and moving him around, like the motion tracking was just spot on. So it's very good.